everyone. Thank you all for finding time and welcome to join Premia TNC's webinar. I'm Kuku Ai, trading team from Premia TNC. Before we start, there is a Q&A session at the end of presentation. If you have any question, please feel free to drop a message here and we will answer your question during Q&A session. Also, you may click the above live chat red button and we will contact you shortly for further consultation. Thank you very much. Today, I'm going to present about closer economics partnership arrangement. Closer Economic Partnership Arrangement, called CEPA. Hong Kong's import and export trading sectors provide service mainly in the form of offshore buying and selling of goods, giving Hong Kong's location and the relocation of Hong Kong's manufacturing base to the mainland. Particularly the Pearl River Delta, mainland China is a major source of offshore trading activity. Hong Kong manufacturers are diversifying their production activity to other low-cost countries, and the offshore trading pattern is expected to reverse this move. The Mainland and Hong Kong Coastal Economic Partnership Arrangement is a free trade agreement concluded by the Mainland and Hong Kong under CEPA. All products of Hong Kong origin, except for a few prohibited articles, can be imported into the Mainland's tariff-free. In the service sector, Hong Kong service supplier can provide, in the form of wholly owned operation, commission agent service, and wholesale trade service, and can set up wholly owned external trading companies in mainland China. CEPA is a win-win agreement, bringing new business opportunities to the mainland, Hong Kong, and all foreign investors. For Hong Kong, CEPA provides a window of opportunity for Hong Kong's business to gain greater access to the mainland market. CEPA also benefits the mainland as Hong Kong serves as a perfect springboard for mainland enterprise to reach out the global market and accelerating the mainland's full integration with the world economy. Foreign investors are also welcome to establish business in Hong Kong to leverage on the CEPA benefits and join hands in tapping the vast opportunities of the mainland market. CEPA covers 4 broad areas. To be eligible for this enhanced first-move advantage, Hong Kong companies must meet certain criteria. There are trade in goods, trade in service, investment and economics and technical cooperation. Firstly, trade in goods. All goods of Hong Kong origin can enjoy zero tariff preference upon importation into the mainland. Upon the CEPA rules of origin, bringing meat and each consignment of goods exported to the mainland is accompanied by a certificate of origin. 273 class of Hong Kong's made goods can be exported to the mainland free to tariff. For other criteria of made in Hong Kong's product, the mainland also agrees to apply a zero import tariff upon application by low-cost manufacturers for other products maintains on China's tariff system and meeting the CEPA rules of origin. The Hong Kong agrees to bind its existing zero import tariff regimes with respect to all goods of mainland origin and not to impose restrictive regulations on trade for these goods. Rules of origin: a product is qualified as made in Hong Kong if it fulfills the rules of origin under CEPA. Local Hong Kong, mainland China, and overseas investors may set up new manufacturing operations in Hong Kong, so that products subject to high maintenance tariff may qualify for the CEPA origin rules and enjoy zero tariffs in the mainland market. A Hong Kong manufacturer should apply for a certificate of Hong Kong origin and pass the approved certificate to the mainland importer. To qualify under CEPA, the goods must meet the rules of origin under CEPA, so that the goods can be claimed to be the Hong Kong origins to enjoy tariff preference. The rules of origin set out the criteria and standards for a product to claim itself of the particular country of origin. A manufacturer can continue to use an outward processing arrangement to subcontract outside its Hong Kong subsidiaries or use minor finishing process for goods intended for export to the mainland. After outward processing, the finished goods must be returned to Hong Kong and exported to mainland under the CEPA in order to claim the zero import tariff concession. Semi-finished goods do not qualify under the CEPA. Secondary is trade in service. Hong Kong service supplier enjoys preferential treatment in entering the mainland market in various service areas. Professional bodies of Hong Kong and the regulatory authorities in the mainland have also signed a number of agreements or arrangements on mutual recognitions of professional qualification. CEPA provisions on market access cover a total of 18 service industries, including management consultant service, attribution and convention, advertising accountants, construction and real estate, medical and dental service, distribution service, logistics service, freight forwarding and agent service, storage and warehousing service, transport service, tourism, audiovisual legal service, banking, securities, and insurance. To be entitled to the benefits of CEPA, a service company must have substantive business activity in Hong Kong by fulfilling all of the following criteria. The company must employ 50% or more of its total staff in Hong Kong. The company must be incorporated under the laws of Hong Kong. The company must be liable to pay profit tax in Hong Kong. The minimum period of the company's substantive business operation in Hong Kong is 3 years, but for the construction and real estate, banking, and insurance, the requirement is 5 years. Although the exact requirements for a company to be qualified to vary by industry, the assessment will be on a discriminatory and objective basis. Similar to trade in goods, Hong Kong agrees to bind its existing service regimes for the undertake not to introduce new discriminatory measures against service and service suppliers of the mainland for those sectors covered in the CEPA. Definitions of Hong Kong companies for service to be eligible to enjoy the benefits offered by the mainland under the CEPA. A company must have substantive business operation in Hong Kong assessed on the basis of the following criteria. The company must be incorporated under the laws of Hong Kong. The company must pay profits tax in the Hong Kong or be exempt by laws from paying such tax. The names of the company's substantive business operation in Hong Kong. The size of natures of business activities of the company's office in Hong Kong. The proportions of company's staff force employees in Hong Kong. The two sides agreed to adopt a sectoral approach to take into account the unique category of each individual service sector. Firstly, investment. Hong Kong investor enjoys preferential treatment in non-service sectors in the mainland. The investment agreement also promotes and protects investment and provides for investment facilitation. Finally, economics and technical cooperation. Both sides agreed to enhance cooperation in 22 areas to cater to the trends and support the development and cooperation, as well as to facilitate and promotion trade and investments between the two places. Certificate of Hong Kong Origin. Mainland and Hong Kong Coastal Economic Partnerships Arrangement, called CEPACO. Certificate of Origin is an export document to certify the countries of manufacturers of a shipment. It is normally required by custom, bank, and trader for trade formulations. Under CEPA, all goods of Hong Kong's origin can enjoy zero tariff preference upon importation into the mainland. For the purpose of claiming zero tariff benefits, every consignment of goods to the mainland must be accompanied by a certificate of Hong Kong origin issued by Trade and Industry Department or one of the government's approved certification organizations. Manufacturers must first be registered with the Trade and Industry Department under factory registration in respect of the products they produce before they are eligible to apply the Certificate of Hong Kong Original application. Must be submitted at least 2 clear working days in advance of the departure dates of the vessels concerned. The agreements on trade in goods of CEPA establish that a good will qualifies as an originating goods in Hong Kong if it meets other applicable provisions of the agreement, as well as the good is wholly obtained or produced in Hong Kong, or the good is produced in Hong Kong exclusive from originating material. or the good is produced using non-originating material in Hong Kong, and the good fall within the scope of the product's specific rules of origin, and complies with the corresponding change in tariff classification, regional various content, manufacturing or processing operation, or other requirement. The goods does not fall within the scope of the product's specific rules of origin, but comply with the requirement that the RVC is greater than or equal to 30% when calculated by the build-up methods, or the regional various content is greater than or equal to 40% when calculated by the build-down methods. That's the end of our presentation today. We hope that the information we have shared is helpful for you. Now is a Q&A time, so let's review the pre-questions for the customer first. Can new investors in local manufacturing industry enjoy zero tariff preference? Irrespective of the source of capital and the years of operations of manufacturer, so long as their goods of Hong Kong's origin can fulfill the rules of origin under the agreement on trade in goods, their goods may enjoy the zero tariff preference under the agreements upon importation into the mainland. Is our processing allowed under CEPA? Yes, manufacturers may continue to make use of the outwards processing agreement to subcontract outside Hong Kong the subsidiary or minor finishing processing. After outwards processing, the finished goods must be returned to Hong Kong before applies for a certificate of Hong Kong origin. Semi-finished goods would not be able to enjoy zero tariffs under CEPA. Validity periods of COCEPA. COCEPA is valid for 120 days from the date of issue. An expired CO cannot be accepted for claiming zero tariff preference. The agreements of CEPA stipulates that what goods will qualify as an original good in Hong Kong. Hong Kong manufacturers should first apply to TID for a factory registration to demonstrate that factory possesses sufficient capacities to produce goods for export. What benefits will the agreement on trade in goods bringing to Hong Kong trader? The agreement affirms that all goods of Hong Kong's origin can enjoy zero tariffs upon importation into the mainland. The agreement also develops more liberal product-specific rules of origin for specific Hong Kong origin goods, such as removing the requirements of certain specified process or providing an alternative rule of origin, so that more trade can enjoy the preferential treatment under CEPA. The agreement strengthens the commitments to trade facilitations and in particular sets out methods to expedite customs clearance of goods with a view to facilitating the movement of goods in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area. The agreement set up institutional arrangement for the cooperation and development on trade in goods between the Mainland and Hong Kong in the future, helping reduce trade costs and making it easier for Hong Kong's products to access the Mainland's market. The agreement also helps promote Hong Kong brands and facilitates Hong Kong traders to open up the huge and promising Mainland market. Now is the live Q&A. Is an overseas company allowed to apply for a CO in Hong Kong? CO is only issued to a company with Hong Kong business registration. Overseas companies can appoint agents in Hong Kong to act on its behalf. That's all for our Q&A session. Hope that today's webinar can help you to get to know more about CEPA. That's the end of today's presentation. Please feel free to contact with us if there is any question. Thank you for your time. We are Premia TNC and hope to see you again to next webinar. Bye bye.